Hello, it's Jang here with a look at a LEGO Ninjago set. This is Jay's ElectroMech. Officially, it comes with 153 pieces. Alright, we've gotten mechs before in the Ninjago series, and we've gotten mechs before from other LEGO non-licensed series. So we need to see something new with this one. This needs to be not the same build with not the same basic actions to it. So let's take a closer look. First of all, the cockpit section. Okay, pretty standard fare here. You can get the guy in and out just by pulling this down. This is actually a printed piece here though, not a sticker for the control, so that's new. The hand over here on the right hand side, it's just a regular grabber crusher kind of hand, and it's got the blue Exoforce arms used as fingers. Nothing particularly new about that design. It's effective. They put it on the CCBS character and creature building system joints over here, which is just easy to pull off. The design of the legs is definitely different. It's functionally nothing new, but the shaping is interesting using these pieces that we got a year ago, first for Ninjago, with the angles to them. And yeah, I think this is used to pretty good effect to get that kind of mechanical sort of look, just kind of get the feeling that there are multiple linkages and such, and they did kind of chisel off the knees a little bit, so that I think that works out pretty well. And these joint pieces have plenty of friction in them to allow the thing to stand up in different ways and also to be posed in different ways, so you can easily just move the legs to wherever you want them to be and it'll stay in that pose. You can also get it to be not flat on both feet, again, because there's enough friction and the base is wide enough. So that works well. Just a slightly new design, just a different take on the design for the legs, but no new functional pieces. On the other side, we get to the other arm, and oh no, not stud shooters. Wait, stud shooters with a different design. These are designed to be attached to studs. They're designed to be attached to plates and bricks and such. That is a new piece. They basically took the minifig stud shooter top section, the whole barrel and the firing mechanism, and they attached it to a plate, to a 1x2 plate. And they've attached two of them side by side here. They don't give you any spare ammo for these, so when you shoot these off, make sure you don't lose them. There's actually one spare one included in there, but it's not an intentional spare ammo piece. It's just an extra, one of those normal extra pieces that LEGO does. What is very interesting to me about this new setup with this new style of piece, this new style of base, is it makes it much easier to attach things securely to vehicles and mechs and such. A lot better than using the peg system. And that means that you can now put things, well, first of all, you can just have things more securely attached, and makes it easier to have things that shoot straight, but also you can put them in a row like this, which not only allows you to shoot off multiple single stud elements, but now you can hook up a 2-stud element to that. I'm just going to take his toes off and just attach this right here. That becomes much more powerful, and it's a lot harder to lose a large piece or a 2x-something piece than it is a 1x piece. And if you push these at the same time, it is really going to shoot that thing off. It has enough power to put some distance on a larger piece. To me, that suddenly brings a lot more value to the stud shooter system, because it makes it just so much easier to do more interesting and different things with those pieces. Up here for the shoulders, they've used the relatively recent introduced with Mixel's small ball joint piece to give you some friction here and allow you to get this little shoulder pad section attached. And that makes it much easier to get these nicely posed exactly how you want them. And then back here, these are sword wings, or golden blade wings that he's got on his back. And you see there's a mechanism there. They've got those little four-lobed gear kind of elements, and they've done something different here. The way that this is intended to work is you are able to pull this down, and those come down, or you push up from here, and those flip up. So all of the friction in this setup comes just from right here, from this bar piece, how it's attached to the gear. That's where all of the friction comes in. There's no other friction adder in this system, and it's a very different kind of mechanism. It's one that I've not seen Lego use before. It's a little bit sloppy, I feel, down here because this is just all open, and you know, this isn't fitting perfectly into a slot, but it does need that room. It's all legal building techniques by Lego standards, and it seems to work. I haven't encountered any durability issues with it. It seems to yeah, just be a new thing in their toolkit. The only thing that I really wish was different back here was the color scheme, because they could have given all of these gear pieces in black, and they wouldn't have been so obvious. And also these pieces here that are in red, the bracket pieces, those could have been black as well, or gray or blue or something that just wouldn't have clashed with the color scheme of the whole thing. Now, as of the time of the recording of this video, the new Ninjago story has not been released, so I don't have the correct in-universe pronunciation for things, and I don't have the backstory for things, but on the left from the Anacondrae there is Chope, and on the right is Jay with the Jade Blade. Chope's weapon is a bone-shafted spear that he would just throw out by hand. The Jade Blade is made from a translucent bright green, and they attach a lightsaber hilt to a sword hilt. And the way that these attach, because this piece, the peg hole there is not round, it actually has indentations in 4 places, and because the hilt of this sword is not round, there are some places where you can attach these where they won't stay. So right about there, see, this is just going to fall straight off. So you need to align that just properly to keep that from falling off. But this weapon, fully assembled like this, is very difficult to be used by a minifig just because of its length. If you prefer, you can use that in the hand of the mech. Now, looking at these more closely, you can see their prints better, as well as that tan snake skull helmet for Chope. Is an interesting looking figure. The skull itself, the helmet is a little bit bland looking to me, mostly just because of the color. It's so muted. It almost looks like a prototype plastic piece. And there's a better look at Jay and just the expression on his face. I'll also take a look at these from behind and also let you see the back of the skull, so you can see how that's kind of opened up with a couple of slots there. And it just fits directly onto the minifig head. So, you know, nothing else is to be seen there, and there's no secondary face on the back of Jay either. The last thing to see here is just a little stationary weapon for the bad guys to use. Basically, they call this a crossbow ballista. It's a pretty straightforward design, but I think it looks very good. It has a very classic kind of medieval look to it, a little bit of fantasy kind of styling. Just such a simple build, but it's good. And you can see you've got this printed piece down here for the base, and that actually has more print on it than you can normally see. Fundamentally, this set is a rehash of a concept that they've used many times before, but it has a lot of new details. It has some new building techniques. It brings in some new pieces. Overall, it feels fresh to me. It preserves all the good things of the previous mech designs, in the sense that it's simple, it's easy to pose, it's easy to play with. The parts count is relatively low, just to keep the price down, and it introduces some improvements. So overall, nice, solid set. Nothing spectacular, nothing to go crazy over, but good stuff. If you have any thoughts you would like to share about this set, as always, please feel free to leave respectful feedback down in the comment section. I've got a lot more to do, a lot more work to do, a lot more videos to bring to you, so I'll be talking to you again very soon.